What is boxing?
La pelea estelar, señoras y señores, una estupenda pelea. La presentación de...
Boxing is a way of life.
Nativo de Juanacatlán, no pierdes este que luce.
Boxing is an art.
Dice nada, aquí estoy presente, te castiga, pero no le es suficiente.
Boxing is he grabs you and didn't let you go no more. You gotta like him 6 years ago had his last fight and now he's here. You know what I mean? You always come back to boxing one way or another. Always come back to boxing. Like right now, I mean, he's here. He's not boxing, but he's here because he remembered me. And he said, that crazy guy believed in me. Now I want to go and pay a visit. And he's here.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready? I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that, to shine like this. In a matter of time I spent on some locked up shit in the back of the paddy wagon, cuffs locked on wrist. See my dreams unfold, nightmares come true. It was time to marry the game, and I said, yeah, I do. If you want it, you gotta see it with a clear eye view.
Yeah, boxing was a big part of my life.
Se peleó en la escuela y yo le dije, oh, ¿quieres pelear? Pues te voy a llevar donde pelees. Y lo llevé al box, dije, pues ahí. Y en vez de ser un castigo fue como que le encantó.
I'm presuming like your first passion, which was boxing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what you're in entrepreneurship. What are some similarities?
The discipline. You know, you have to stay disciplined.
Hey guys, how you doing? This is Erick here with the Indy Premier Roofing. Today we are in...
The motivation isn't always going to be there. You know, some days you can wake up really motivated to go out there and look for work or do this or network or whatever. But some days you're going to wake up unmotivated and you're not going to want to do anything. But it's that discipline that is going to keep you, you know, going.
I think what we taught him on boxing, that's what he's doing in this business.
Erick, for a long time, struggled to find his calling.
I've gone through a lot growing up, you know, my early 20s, that even up until my later 20s, you know, I'm 32 now, that if I would have been in the position, you know, that I am now, back then I would have burned it straight to the ground.
He did a lot of wrong things. I thank God that he found his wife, man. It's a great lady. And I think that's when he started changing a little bit.
Well, the person I am right now is not the person I was a year ago.
The man he is today is very different from what he was. He has become a leader, and it's just the beginning, I feel, because before he didn't have that confidence in himself that he could actually be a role model for somebody, because he has done so many things wrong in the past. So now he's realizing who he is. He's finding himself, his calling to lead. He's also the most humble and noble person I know.
So I have grown a lot in this past year. So I got a big heart. I always try to help everybody out, everybody around me, the people who come and work, you know, for E&D Premier Roofing.
Erick, cuando estaba en el box, le dio el 100% al box. Y ahorita que está en este negocio le está dando también el 100%, porque él un día llegó y dijo, ma, yo voy a hacer un negocio y yo voy a salir, y yo voy a hacer un negocio más grande que ustedes nunca han visto, y voy a poner a mi papá un cheque grandísimo que nunca en su vida lo había visto y lo está logrando.
I don't think anybody can come to him and ask for advice or guidance, even within the same industry.
I'm a big ass teddy bear.
Can you help me explain the meaning behind the name of the company?
E&D Premier Roofing. So E is Eric, my name's Eric, and D is Daisy. Daisy's my wife.
When he started the opportunity of, building his own roofing company, it was just him. It was his thing. And then slowly he started asking me for help in certain things. And I didn't know much because I knew science, I didn't know business. I pursued dental hygiene. And when I graduated, I thought that was it. I achieved my goal. I made my parents proud. I found a good job. I found a good office. So it was really good to go through that motion, but there was always a complaint. Eric says I would always complain because I was working a 9 to 5. So when he started the opportunity of, building his own roofing company, it was just him. It was his thing.
And so I went to Vistaprint and I made my first cards, E&D Premier Roof. And I even spelt Premier wrong. I spelt it P-E-R, like Premier, instead of Premier. And so I started handing out my cards and whatnot, and some people took me serious, some people didn't, some people laughed. Oh, you think you're a business owner just because you made a card? And so it was a roller coaster ride. Like one day I would wake up and I'd be really into it, yeah, today's the day, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna get my first deal. And then there'd be some days where I'd be like, how the hell am I gonna do this?
It was very hard. I think it took me 6 months from when I made the decision to actually go through with the motion. And at the time it seemed impossible because I felt like I was giving up my dream. I was giving up everything I had worked for. I just wanted to share a question that I had asked today, and it's actually been on the top of my mind for a long time because a lot of people ask me, how do I go from being a dental hygienist to actually being a co-owner of E&D Premier Roofing? I don't really see much of a switch between hygiene and what we do, which is roofing. And the main reason for that is because in both aspects we are helping somebody. We are helping a homeowner or I'm helping a patient.
If I'm not mistaken, that one was roof only.
We didn't do good. I thought we had done gutters.
Or you know what? I think we did. Go to 13 and 20 on the estimate.
Chrissy Bacon. Salud, salud, salud.
I want to be one of these big roofing companies. I want to be I want to be in the top 100 roofing contractors in the nation. In order to get there, I got to be at least a $15 million company. So that's what I want. The drive that I have right now for the company is the same drive that I had when I was boxing. I went to Colorado Springs. All I had it for nationals, and all I had to do was make it to the semifinals, and I would have won a spot in the Olympic trials. I lost my first fight because of the altitude. So I got there 2 days before, and I was running, and I'm like, yeah, I got this, I'm in shape. And then so I fought this other big guy. So going into the last round, I was up 6 points. I basically had the fight won. But I was so tired that this guy threw a jab, he hit me, and I fell. I was just exhausted. So I got up, and in amateur boxing, you're not supposed to put your hands on the ropes because that's basically it's showing the judges, that the ref, that you're tired, that you don't want to fight anymore. But I was just trying to open up my lungs. And then the ref was giving me the 8 count. As soon as he said 7, I put my hands back up, and he had already called the fight with 15 seconds left in the fight. So I would have won that fight. The next fight, I would have fought some really short guy from California. I think I would have, if I would have just, my conditioning would have been a little bit better, I would have made it, I would have at least been able to go to the Olympic trials or say that I went to the Olympic trials in 2012. But everything happens for a reason, because then I came home and then my daughter was born, like literally the next day.
See, I've been waiting on that time. Feel me if you've been waiting on yours. That moment, it's close. Yeah.
Tired of living day to day like everything's alright. Just waiting on that moment. Waiting on my moment. Yeah. Waiting on my moment.
Old dude met mom, it was on. Then he named me over a phone. Prison term, live and learn, sip and serve with my vision blurred. Take this cup of reality, niggas finna err. When you start from the bottom, you can see the top. So when you get to it, don't let them see the spot. Next thing you know, you're looking for a rent sign. Upper echelon, bitch, we skip line. I remember reminiscing in the kitchen like, I wonder when them Braves gon' win it. I wonder when them Falcons gon' get here. Pyrex vision made more than I ever made with DTP this year.
Tired of living day to day like everything's alright. Every night just one thing on my mind, I'm just waiting on that